Everybody wanna party ride, everybody wanna party ride, yeah.
Hello everybody, hitting you with the double point. You know it's gonna be a big show when I'm doing that double point, right? So NFL Week 3 Sunday action. I got 4 picks for you coming into Sunday's action. My record on the season, just treading water here so far, 10-9 with everything so far. I'm winning on teasers and props, losing on everything else. So let's get into the black here and have a good day here on Sunday. A little bit of momentum, 2-0 with my NFL picks there for the Thursday nighter. So let's get it going. And we're going to start like we always do with my teaser for the weekend. We are going to pair the Arizona Cardinals with the Cleveland Browns. We're going to get them both down to minus a point and a half. So basic teaser strategy here, guys. We're getting inside the key numbers, inside the 7 and the 3. You take a look at this Cards-Jags matchup, and I don't think the Jags can keep up with Kyler and the Cardinals. In this one, you take a look at yards per play, 4th versus 25th in favor of the Cardinals, and not a whole lot to like about the Jacksonville Jaguars so far this season. Very undisciplined team. The 5th most penalty yards. They're tied for the most turnovers, and they're ranked 31st in time of possession. Not very good for the Jags. Meanwhile, we take a look at the Bears and the Browns and Cleveland getting after it. And the Bears dead last in the NFL in net yards per play so far this season. Cleveland comes in at 7th in that category. And lots of excitement about Justin Fields getting the start here, but I think it might take some time for Fields to get going. You know, he didn't look very good in relief versus a lousy Bengals defense last week. 6 of 13 on his passes with an interception, sacked twice, and some trends in this one. Cleveland absolutely cleaning up as a home favorite. They're 11-1 straight up in the last 12 games as a favorite at home. Chicago, meanwhile, just brutal as an underdog. 1-13 in their last 14 games as an underdog. You don't see them pull off a lot of upsets. So I like the Browns to at least get the W there. It might be an ugly game in Cleveland, but that is the teaser for Sunday. Next up, one of the biggest favorites of the week, we have the Baltimore Ravens coming in at -8 versus the Detroit Lions. And I'm going to take the Ravens to cover that number, -8. So Baltimore does a few things really well. And one of these things that they do really well is beat the living shit out of bad teams. So they're 14-1 in their last 15 games versus teams with losing records with an average win margin of 17.9. So they put their foot on the gas and they keep their foot on the gas. They're going to be looking to make an example of the Lions here. They come into this matchup ranked 6th in yards per play, while Detroit is 27th in yards per play allowed. Expect a lot of success in the red zone. The Baltimore Ravens have been in the red zone 6 times so far this season. They scored a touchdown all 6 times. The Lions' opponents have been in the red zone 6 times this season. They scored a touchdown all 6 times. Expect that to continue, and expect Lamar Jackson to clean it up a little bit here. A couple of fumbles, couple of interceptions. You know, I think if he can play clean football versus one of the worst defenses in all of the NFL, this is going to be an easy double-digit win for Baltimore. Next up, my favorite total of the weekend is going to be for the football team versus the Buffalo Bills. We got a total of 45.5. I like the over on that quite a bit. So some major concerns for this football team defense. Everyone's falling all over themselves for the football team defense, just fawning over how great they are coming into the season. But it has not been going very well. You know, week 1, Justin Herbert up and down the field led the Chargers to 424 yards against. You might say, Joe, that's Justin Herbert. He's a great quarterback. Well, what did Daniel Jones do in week 2? Up and down the field. Led the Giants to 391 total yards. So that's the defensive side of the ball for the football team. The offensive side of the ball, Heineke can sling it. This guy's a pretty good quarterback, right? He led the football team to 30 points there last week. He's thrown for over 300 yards. And each of his last 2 starts, come to think of it, you might want to take a look at his passing yard total. He's completing 73.8% of his passes this season. Very efficient. Then we take a look at Josh Allen. And I think Josh Allen can get his swagger back, get his swagger going in this game. A slow start to the season for Allen here. But do we think Josh Allen's just fallen off of a cliff all of a sudden? Do we think he's just completely regressed? I do not. You know, we saw the Bills average 30 points per game at home last season. So I think they get it going versus a very overrated football team defense. Give me over 45.5 points. And we will wrap things up with my favorite prop of the week. It is Justin Herbert. His passing yard total is at 295.5. I'll take the over coming in at minus 110. So he's crushed this number in each game so far this season. 338 and 337. He played Kansas City twice last season as a rookie. Went over that number in each game. 311 and 302 versus them last season. He's going to have all day to throw in this one. Kansas City 29th in quarterback pressure percentage so far this season. We saw Baker Mayfield throw for 321 versus Kansas City in week 1. And expected track meet. This is one of the highest totals of the week. Big possibility that the Chargers are going to be playing catch up in this one versus a very motivated Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs offense. So there you have it. My 4 best bets for Sunday. Hit up that comment section right down there. Let me know what your best bets are for Sunday. Give this video a like if you like it. If you don't like it, you can give it a dislike. It's a free world, right? The choice, quite simply, is yours. Guys, have a great weekend. If you're going to be out there having sex with somebody, make sure you are using protection. Make sure you're keeping things very respectful as well, right? So good luck with your bets this weekend, unless you're fading me. And as always, keep chasing that paper. Double point, baby. Woo!